T'Challa, Chadwick Boseman, the king of Wakanda, is gravely ill from an unnamed terminal disease. His sister, Shuri, Letitia Wright, who is a brilliant inventor and the princess of Wakanda, believes the heart-shaped herb could cure him. After the herb was destroyed by Erik Killmonger, Michael B. Jordan, Shuri tries to synthesize a new version of it. However, she fails to do so in time before T'Challa succumbs to the illness. 1 year later, Wakanda faces increasing pressure from other nations to share its vast reserves of vibranium. Several attempts are made to steal it, forcing Queen Ramonda, Angela Bassett, the grieving sovereign of Wakanda, to urge Shuri to continue her research on the herb. Her hope is that a new Black Panther will rise to protect Wakanda, but Shuri remains reluctant, viewing the Black Panther as a figure of the past. Meanwhile, the CIA and U.S. Navy SEALs use a vibranium detector to locate a potential deposit beneath the ocean's surface. However, their operation is ambushed and wiped out by a group of superhuman, water-dwelling beings led by Namor Tenoch Huerta Mejia, the king of Talocan. Namor holds Wakanda responsible for the incident, particularly due to the exposure of Wakanda's existence to the world by T'Challa in the previous film. He warns Ramonda and Shuri that if they do not hand over the scientist responsible for the vibranium detector, he will attack Wakanda. Namor claims that he has an army of unparalleled strength at his disposal. In pursuit of answers, Shuri and Okoye, Danai Gurira, the general of the Dora Milaje, seek out the scientist, who turns out to be Riri Williams, Dominique Thorne, a young and genius MIT student who has created a suit of armor similar to Iron Man's. The two Wakandans confront Riri, and after being pursued by both the FBI and Namir's warriors, they are captured and taken to Talocan. Namor shows Shuri his kingdom, a secret underwater realm rich in vibranium. He explains how his people came to possess extraordinary powers after consuming a mystical plant that allowed them to breathe underwater and granted him wings on his ankles. Namor is a mutant, and he tells Shuri that his people have been hiding from the surface world for centuries. Namor, embittered by the exploitation of the Maya by colonial forces, proposes an alliance with Wakanda to protect both of their civilizations. He threatens, however, that if they refuse, he will wage war on Wakanda. Shuri and Riri escape with the help of Nakia, Lupita Nyong'o, a former war dog and spy for Wakanda, but Namor retaliates by launching an attack on Wakanda. During this raid, Ramonda sacrifices herself to save Riri, leaving Shuri devastated and determined to seek vengeance. After Ramonda's funeral, Shuri uses a small remnant of the plant that gave Namor and his people their powers to recreate the heart-shaped herb. With the help of Riri, she successfully synthesizes the herb but nearly dies in the process. In the ancestral plane, Shuri is confronted by Killmonger, who urges her to seek revenge for her mother's death. She emerges from the vision, dons a new Black Panther suit, and is accepted by the tribes of Wakanda as their protector. Shuri, unwilling to heed Mfaku's Winston Duke calls for peace, leads a counterattack on Talocan, determined to avenge her mother's death. With Io, Florence Kasumba, now serving as the general of the Dora Milaje, Shuri equips Okoye with the Midnight Angel armor. Riri also creates her own armored exoskeleton to aid in the fight. The Wakandans use a vibranium detector to lure Namor and his warriors to the surface, where a fierce battle ensues. Shuri traps Namor in an aircraft intending to dry him out and weaken him. After a tense fight on a desert beach, Shuri gains the upper hand and has a vision of her mother. In that moment, she offers Namor a peaceful alliance, which he accepts. Though his cousin Namora, Mabel Cadena, is upset by his surrender, Namor reassures her that their alliance will ultimately allow them to conquer the surface world in the future. With the conflict resolved, Riri returns to MIT, leaving behind her suit. Okoye rescues Everett Ross, Martin Freeman, from captivity, and Shuri begins planting more heart-shaped herbs to secure the future of the Black Panther legacy. In Shuri's absence, M'Baku steps forward to challenge for the throne. Shuri then travels to Haiti to visit Nakia and burns her funeral robe, honoring her mother's wishes and giving herself space to grieve for T'Challa. In a mid-credits scene, Shuri learns from Nakia that she and T'Challa had a son, Toussaint, whom Nakia has been raising in secret. Toussaint reveals that his Wakandan name is T'Challa, ensuring the legacy of the Black Panther continues.